Hello, guys. Oh, yeah, I am like, I hit the button and then realized I am really not prepared. I have been arguing and screaming with my laptop and YouTube, trying to, and my editing software. It has been the most infuriating day in a very long time because my editing software crashed a million times in the last 2 days. Um, so I finally said screw it and decided I'm gonna download some different, you know, I'm gonna download something and take up more space on my computer because the editing software that's already on installed on my computer that I can't uninstall keeps crashing. So needless to say, my 30-ish minute video from Wednesday is finally edited and is uploading as we speak. I am in the process of call it syncing, but um, uploading something from my OneDrive onto my device, aka my laptop, so that I can then edit Thursday's driving video and get that uploaded as well. Needless to say, my computer has been tied up for the last 2 days in doing that. And so I haven't really been crafting because I don't do a whole lot of crafting off camera, especially when I'm doing something new, which is what I'm doing now. Let me see if I can let me look at my YouTube history and I'll tell you who this video was from. I hate that my YouTube history, like if it even auto plays on something, it shows that I watched it and it shows in my history. So then I have to scroll and try to get past it. I'm like, why is it only going so? I gotta go to view all. um, which is weird because it's not showing up in my viewed stuff. Okay, never mind. It did. I just got to keep scrolling. It gives me like advertisements in the middle and then continues the list and then more advertisements and then continues the list. And of course, because I watch videos or movies, on my YouTube, I gotta get past like all of all of those too. February 22nd, was it really that far back? I don't think it was. Let me do a quick Google search for playing cards, junk journal, and junk journals. Which is going to bring up a lot. I'm very much aware of that. My goodness, where is it? Let me add Windows to the search. So it is Sunset Crafts and More is the channel. Yeah, Sunset Crafts and More. I had to I had to go in all kinds of sideways ways to find it. And she's done several different types of this. In fact, when she first started, the first time she did this, she intended to do it with the acetate in the center, and then took a left turn at Albuquerque, and ended up doing putting like hinged doors on them, which looked really cute too. So I think I measured these just a smidge too tall. Just gonna trim those down. These are all the same. I use the same die cut for the center, so I know they're all the same measurement. So if one of those acetates is too big, they're all going to be too big. So we're going to start with, so yeah, as you can see, I cut these off, cut the centers out off camera, and I did them together. So I put the cards together so that way the windows line up. Excuse me. And then what we need to do is sandwich the acetate between the two cards. And now that I've yelled and screamed at my computer most of the morning, my lungs kind of hurt. And then this this one, I'm going to do all the way around. So I'm going to go as close to the cutout as I can. And then I'm also going to go around the outside edges. And then where there's extra space, go in between. I'm just going to give that a bit of a smoosh. And you may notice the difference in color in the cards. It's hard to see on camera, but I ran this top card. I ran my sander over the top of it just to kind of knock down some of that surface and give it a little bit of a hold so that I can run some ink over it and kind of, that's the wrong one. Tamp it down the color, So again, I'm going to put glue close to the edges. Now, something you want to do is when you're pushing the glue down, push it out. So that way when, if it's going to seep, if you put too much glue down or whatever, it's going to go away from your window rather than, in toward it. It's funny, I have Tremors 2 playing on my Roku. Hopefully it's not loud enough that YouTube throws a conniption. Out, 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 and out. And I may have to ink more because it is still coming off. And I inked this, hours ago. And the ink is still kind of coming off. And, they're playing cards. They're slick. So unless you really sand off the entire surface and get down into the paper, you're going to have issues with it really taking the ink because you're not on paper. You're you're trying to ink the glossy stuff. And I didn't want to go all the way down to the bare paper because I wanted the imagery. I still wanted it to be obvious that it was a playing card. So you got a little bit of bleed through there. Onto the window. If I can't get that off, it's okay because I can kind of cover it. But I mean, you want to try to avoid that if you can. But it may happen. I'm going to put that acetate on top of that so I don't lose it. Be looking around going, does anybody see it? I can't wait to get my silicone mat for my computer desk. Yeah, most of what I've got on order right now is to help with my health stuff. I have a rechargeable, a portable heat pack, it's a pillow. I mean, not a pillow, a belt almost. But it's a big old heat system that charges with USB. and it is a Type-C, just like my phone, which is nice. I won't have to have yet another different type of charger. But rather than being tied to a heating pad when my back is really hurting, this is going to be nice because it's portable. It's a belt, Velcro's on. And as long as it's charged, you just hit the on button, hit your setting, and you're good to go. And you can move about, walk around, and have a heating pad. I can have a heating pad on my back while I'm, doing other stuff, which is going to be nice. I've also ordered some compression boots. Give me just a second. I'm gonna. Ugh. And my drive-in chat from yesterday, driving into town to go see my doctor, is still uploading. So you have not heard those updates just yet. But in case you don't watch the drive-in chat, I'll reiterate it here. My doctor feels that I've built a tolerance to my allergy meds, so my histamines are not being released properly in response to exposure, which is then triggering my asthma, hence the coughing. At the same time, she was like, "You gonna take a COVID test?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, "I don't go anywhere. I'm not exposed to anybody." I'm like, "Whatever." No. Because the only time I cough is when I'm breathing in. When I try to take too deep of a breath in. That was my water. That was my water, not me. When I try to take too deep of a breath in, then it causes the coughing. I'm like, no. I'm not going to pay a ton of money for a COVID test. No, thank you. Ew, why is the bottom of my coffee yucky? Okay. That was gross. I'm looking, going, doilies. Are they where I can reach them? Yes, they are, sweet. Oh, my dogs are going crazy. Oh, kids are probably coming home from school. Hi, looking for my box of doilies. Yeah, like, why are my dogs going bonkers? Oh, yeah. I looked at the time and went, yep, kids are probably walking by, coming home from school. I've got all kinds of doilies in here. Different kinds of, like, coffee filters, coffee stain, coffee dyed, and then I've got crochet doilies down here on the bottom. These are ones that I did before I couldn't crochet anymore. And I did them just specifically for junk journaling. I just made it a little circle bobs. Just wanting some different colorings going on here. So we got brown, tea dye, and set that off to the side. Again, trying to get rid of those straight lines because Go that way. Kind of like it like that. Because I like that really charred look, I'm going to put this one this way. I'll just take some of the try to spread those out a little bit. Spread those out a little bit. And then grab a little piece of book page. Funny, Lieutenant Dan, but it says Dant, D-A-N-T. But that is not what my brain said when it saw it. I do like that movie, Forrest Gump, but and again, book page from the about the Vietnam War. So I'm picking and choosing what words I'm putting there. Get my Fisticuts back out. See if I can find something little. I think these clocks are too big, but actually not too bad. But I also have these, which are quite nice. Get some little ones. Didn't punch out quite. Oh, but I don't want to cut it because then my circle. I'm like, I don't want to cut it because then my circle will be. all weird. Two ladies. Ooh. Because these ladies are way too big. Get back into the little images. Blah, blah, blah. Maybe. Okay. Yes. No, no. No. And no. Try to do that without knocking it everywhere. I'm also going to put these doilies and stuff in my ephemera bag in here so that I can use them in future design. I do have a couple pieces of just random stuff floating around. I also have two little cutoffs of the Mamagami that I used. I love the way this feels. It's like some of my favorite stuff. I don't think I want it to necessarily go like, open lace because there's doily and doily. I would want it to go one of these two if I was, using that little bit of lace. I think that's all, the last little bit of lace. Because I actually cleaned my desk off a little bit. So See, I'd rather this be blue if I was going to use it. Same with... Nope. Just trying to... Whoop. Hey. I'm like, where did that go? That was the piece I pulled off to the side. Just getting that blue thread out of there. Once these are all glued down too, I will decide whether I want to trim the edges or leave them hanging over. I have blue doily somewhere. Found it. Wrong shade. I also have this though. Just to give a little something more behind her. Let's see. I have so much of this. This was a scarf when I was getting Walmart donations. God, that was so long ago. Feels like a lifetime. I used to run a nonprofit with a person, and so we used to get donations of clothing from Walmart, and we ran a clothing closet together. And Walmart would, if stuff had holes in it, they would just throw it away. And I'm like, no, nope, not with this girl on board, because I can do anything that's made of yarn. It's got a hole in it. I can take it home. And what I was doing is I was bringing it home and then unraveling it, balls of yarn, and then recrocheting stuff. Typically it was, I would turn them into scarves. Like I would take sweaters that have holes in them and crochet them into a scarf. Or take a scarf that had a hole and was partially unraveled. bring it home, turn it into a yarn ball, and then recrochet it. Way more yarn than I knew what to do with by the time that little adventure was over. I think this might be when my kids all came yarn shopping, when I was, determined that I was no longer going to be able to crochet. And my kids came shopping in my craft room. This was probably one of few. I think I kept like maybe 3 different things of yarn, and it was all stuff like this that was because again, by the time they came shopping, I was doing the junk journaling already, and so anything that I could use in a junk journal capacity like that, I kept. Otherwise, the kids took it, and then whatever they didn't want, I boxed up and I donated to a Facebook group that crochets granny squares. And typically what, we as the people, the members of the group, crochet the squares and then send them in to the group owner, and then she assembles all the squares that are sent in, and she turns them into Christmas or little stockings. I shouldn't say Christmas stockings because she does it year round, and for every holiday. So she takes granny squares year round, and she stores them. So like she gets a bunch of pinks and reds, for example, she'll store them until after Christmas. So once Christmas is over, she'll pull them out and start assembling them for Valentine's Day. And I don't know if she does, I don't know if she does Valentine's Day and like St. Patrick's Day at the same time, since they're so close together. So I'm going to leave that one overhang. But, point being is that when she gets squares, she stores them for the appropriate holiday. So when after my kids had come shopping in my craft room and took all the yarns that they wanted, I messaged her and I said, hey, well, let me rephrase that. I messaged the group. I put a message, put a thing up on a post in the group and said, hey, this is what's going on. Would anybody be interested in, taking what's left of my stash? I said, I would like to I said, I have 3 boxes worth of, the medium flat rate boxes that are stuffed with yarn that I would like to send out to people. So first 3 people that respond that they're interested, I'll send it out. So that's where the rest of my yarn went, was to members of that group. And that was really nice. I it's been nice. I'm still a member of the group, so it's nice to be able to still keep up on that and see some of my yarn showing up, in various stockings. But anyway, she sends them out to deployed military groups. So anybody that's got a child in the military can message her with like their location, like and identify like, so obviously say Jane Doe has a daughter that's in Afghanistan and she she wants stocking sent. Jane Doe's daughter will be the point, that will be the address that everything gets sent to. But you submit where you're at, and how many soldiers are in your crew, and that's how many stockings she sends. And she stuffs them with all kinds of, we send toiletries, and that's what I've started doing since I can't crochet anymore. Is I send her supplies. So first aid kits, little water bottles, hand sanitizer, stuff that our soldiers need on the field, and and can stuff in a BDU pocket or something and carry with them. And snacks. Lots of snacks get sent. Just little things from home. But I highly recommend, if that if that's something that kind of pulls on you to do as well. Let me know in the comments, and we can get in touch, and I can connect you with the Facebook group. Okay. Now, before I started this, I went to grab my little pliers that I use. For punching holes, my little belts for punching hole, my leather punch. My goodness, what's it called? And it's not up on the shelf where it belongs. I've not seen it anywhere on my table. So I'm like baffled as to where it could have wandered off to, because I mean, it's huge and it's got big red handles on it. So I mean, how have I misplaced it? Even as we speak, I'm still like scanning, going, it's got to be here somewhere. I don't understand how it's lost, and I don't. Oh, those scissors are going to drive me crazy. Yeah, I can't fathom where they could have wandered off to. Which is a bummer, because what I want them for, I mean, I can't really do without it. I forgot about that line. Is it possible he is smart enough to learn the sound of my deuce and a half? So I am going to trim just the paper off of this one. The answer to that right now is unknown. And then in the next scene, I told you they were getting smarter. I don't know how Earl ever underestimated them. This isn't the first time he's had to deal with the graboids. Should know from the first go around how smart they are and that they adapt. Right? Okay. Gooey. Gooey. Again, I should be using my rubber spatula instead of my fingers, and I would get far less glue on my hands. Go this way with this one. Yeah. I'm like, which direction did I go with this? So this was coffee dyed filters, coffee filters. Flattened it out and then soaked it in coffee. Trying to grab the scissors without looking. I was trying to look at my computer to see if my download, what my download status is, because still working on, like I said, I'm still working on getting my Thursday drive-in chat uploaded. So this one, I'm going to go this way. And then this will go right in the center. I mean, I guess I shouldn't say what I want to do, I can't do, because I can. It's just going to be more difficult without my leather punch. Really? There's those 4. And I have taken my little 1/2-inch punch, cut out from the cards. Grunging my fingers, grunging my mat. This is black. I thought it was brown. I think I need to do the Pam technique and put some black thread and some brown thread so that I know which is which. baby bite. Right, you see how much easier my breathing is after a couple of hits on the inhaler. So it's definitely a bronchial closure, something that's going on. Okay. So what do I want with that one? Let's do a clover. Let's do a clover and a heart and a diamond. Clover and a heart is what I meant to say. See if I can get through all 3 layers here. Oh, 4 layers. I forgot. It's 2 cards. Ball pins. I went silent on you again. It happens. I should have some chain. I mean, I've got jump rings, but I don't have any chain. Let's try this. Let's do one of these big. Let's get one of these big ones. Okay. Sorry, didn't realize I was off camera. Trying to do this without ripping the card. It just kind of gives it a little bit more movement. Flip that around. So there's that versus that, which is a big old yes for me. Again, if I had some chain, I would do chain as well, just to give it a little bit more of a dangle, but I don't have any. Clipping these back. Let's grab some more copper ones. 1, 2, and 3. So I've got copper, silver, gold, rose gold. And then I've got I even have some colored ones that came in a Happy Meal, aka a rack. So I got like pink ones and green ones, and there's a blue one in there. Oops. And also, I mean, if I had chain, I could do more than one. Kind of put them metered. So this one, we'll put this diamond on. Wow. I don't know what happened to my language just there. Mm-hmm. See, if you've been with me for this long for this video, you're probably sitting there thinking, and what is she going to use these for? Well, they're going to be pockets or tucks to be more precise. Come on. Sometimes getting those bulb pins to, close. I mean, they're essentially a safety pin. That's the construct of it. But sometimes trying to get them to close is like near impossible. It's weird. Why isn't this one going through? There it goes. It was weird. Okay, so these I'm going to gather. I'm going to set these aside. Excuse me. Oops. Trying to pick up the one that's attached, not the one that's loose there. So this is the start of my signatures. So I'll show you. So signatures put together. So this I can glue here, in an L shape. And then this becomes a tuck spot. And you can see a little bit of whatever you tuck in behind it. You'll be able to see it. If you can see the card there. So just another little thing to go in for my journal. And as you can see, I have put my, stacked my signatures. I haven't sewn them in yet. We'll do that on camera. But they are stacked and set aside. I also have measured, cut, and glued my chipboard pieces. So cover, internal spine. So those pieces are ready to go. Just need to get my YouTube over there to cooperate with me so that I can get my stuff uploaded. So with that, so I have these 4, and I realize I do have only 3 signatures, but I always want to do 4 of stuff, and that just gives me options. So I could do 2 ladies and the rose, or I could do 2 of these and one of the ladies. But if I only did like these 3, right, then I only have those 3 to choose from, or only do that, So by doing 4, it gives me choices. So thanks for tuning in with me. I'm gonna snap a picture real quick for the thumbnail when this finally uploads. That was a really obnoxious noise. Sorry, it's one of the quote-unquote graboids from the TV It was really loud on my end, so I'm sure you guys heard it. But so if you've been watching this entire time, thanks for sticking in with me. Thanks for tuning in and watching yet another little craft with me project for my Steampunk journal. Hit the like button the way out if you didn't do so on the way in. I would greatly appreciate it. And again, as always, do all those YouTubey things: the likes, the subscribes, the shares, and leave a comment below. I'm always welcome to feedback. And now that we're at the end, there was something that I asked you guys to comment about if you were interested in, and I have already forgotten what it is. So hopefully, you guys have watched it and it hit with you, hit a key with you. Go ahead and leave the comment below, and it'll trigger my memory. Until next time, bye.